Till we meet again, it's Renee Stanley for Movie Review Relay. God bless. Scandal, Season 4, Episode 11, right? Okay, so the president is told that everybody has their eye on him. So now he's very paranoid. He's looking around. Now, who stole Liv, first of all? And when is she coming back? And what did you do with her? Where's my girl, right? So he doesn't know who to trust now. The vice president with his shady self comes in there threatening to, if the president says anything or does anything, he's going to get rid of, Liv. He's going to kill her, basically. Who knew he was that shady? And we knew he was shady, but that shady, that level is just terrible. All right, so Melly tells the president, yeah, I'm sleeping with the vice president. And I want to be happy, just like you're happy with Liv. When you sleep with Liv and you make love with Liv, and I want to be happy too, okay? So I'm sleeping with my guy. The president asks for proof of life for Liv. And finally, the kidnappers make their demands known. They force Liv to make a speech telling him that he better declare war on West Angola or she would be killed. In another scene, Huck breaks into Elizabeth's office and he threatens Elizabeth. Where is Liv? Where is she? But Elizabeth claims she doesn't know. The president even questions the guy who shot his son. And Tom, he's kind of half crazy, but he's alert enough to tell the president, you can trust nobody, no one, nobody. All right. So the president goes to Liv's apartment and he finds Jake sitting there with a gun. I guess Jake's, figuring this is where I'm going to start. This is ground zero, right? When you're investigating something, where did everything start? This is where we're going to start because this is where Liv disappeared. So he's sitting there at Liv's apartment when the president comes in and they work together. I have to say, when it comes to Liv, to this woman, they do work together very nicely. So the president gives Jake a copy of the tape, all right, with the kidnapper's demands on it. Jake takes the tape to Liv's team, Robin and Huck and that whole bunch of people, and they analyze the tape to try to find out where she is and how they can formulate a rescue plan for her, right? So that's the whole reason why they do that. And as they're doing that, they look at the tape really good. When they analyze this tape, they find that there's a water glass that has a reflection in it. And they're looking at it very closely. And this is something they can use because reflection probably has some hint as to the identity of the kidnappers, right? Isn't that great? Okay, good writing, right? Then Florence the maid from the Jeffersons, from the 1970s show The Jeffersons, shows up in the middle of this episode and throws everybody for loop because you just said, Florence! I think it's Marla Gibb. I think that's her name, Gibbs. All right. So anyway, she shows up as one of the neighbors to the old lady that was killed last week. Remember I told you the kidnappers commandeered an apartment, and the apartment that they commandeered was her friend. And she says, I haven't seen my friend in a week since the black lady left. The black lady meaning Olivia. So if you could just tell me where she is. It's cute the way they have the writers had it set up. It's a nice little touch. All right. So in another scene, and this is a scary scene, right? Elizabeth comes home. She opens the door to her daughter's bedroom, and there's Huck, right? Sitting alongside the daughter while she's sleeping in the bed. And everybody who knows anything about Huck because of his, what he does, you are just frightened to death for this child. All right. So Elizabeth is just, I can't tell you, she just goes over the top. She's really scared now. She says, if I knew, her point is if she knew where Liv was, I think she would have told it because she's definitely afraid for her child now. She's sorry she got involved in this whole thing. So next we see Liv. She's in a cell, all right? She's demanding beef stew, a creamsicle, and a shot in the head. The kidnappers informs her that this is a long-term gig. She might be there about 3 years. In another scene, Elizabeth shows Melly her back. It's been all deformed and scratched, as if she's been tortured. Millie then goes to the vice president and tells him to let Liv go. Liv tries to make a deal with her kidnappers in the meantime, which she does. And the music during this segment, I have to mention, is just great. It reminds you of the Hans Zimmer Inception type music. It's very nice. Jake and Rosen formulate a plan to rescue Liv, but in the meantime, Liv has her own plans to rescue herself. She's going to put herself up for auction for $1 billion. And her idea is, if you buy me, you control the president. All right? So who wants to buy me, therefore controlling the president, the most powerful man in the free world? Yeah. All right. So that's her plan. So she's putting herself up for auction. And in the last scene, you see Olivia. She's now out of her captive's cave, and she's dressed all beautifully again, very flawlessly. She's sitting in a private jet. You see her through the window of the jet, and she's sipping champagne. All right, she's sipping champagne as she brokers this deal to save her life. And she's looking for about $1 billion. Okay, so Liv is looking for $1 billion. If you got it, contact her. That's Scandal. Until we meet again, it's Renee Stanley for Movie Review Relay. God bless. How to Get Away with Murder. And this